Hello everyone, my name is Jasveer Singh and I am a student of LB 5236 International Political Economy. And today I am here to present McCain's country analysis upon Australia. So let's start with the introduction. So country analysis is an effective aspect in order to determine the local environment of a country in terms of business functions and performance. Effective analysis and observation of a country's economic, political, social, and legal factors and platforms helps business craft their activities and overall business strategies to become sustainable for the long term. Similarly, the following presentation includes a robust analysis of the political, legal, economic, and social landscape of Australia using the McCain country analysis style in order to understand market trends and political threats and opportunities of businesses. The integration of the McCain's country analysis model is effective in recognizing the regional and urban economic development within Australia throughout this presentation. So the McCain style of country analysis has become an effective approach for highlighting the advantages and challenging factors for the international and domestic businesses within Australia. The primary objective of the country analysis is to lay bare an industrial analysis and commodity forecast, wherein the McCain style stands for a suitable adoption to construct effects reports on the current country landscape. More specifically, it explores the dynamic analysis of establishing and sustaining a business within Australia, considering the economic, political, social, and legal factors. The historical basis of the Australian political system relies upon the British tradition of government. The Australian Constitution 1901 established a federal system of government in the country, being implicated by the British governmental traditions. Freedom of speech, education, religious beliefs, and expression are the core foundational element of the foundation of Australian political system. More specifically, the Australian political and governmental landscape is widely known for its storing regulatory systems and financial freedom as well. The written Australian Constitution includes parliamentary democracy and constitutional monarchy in the Westminster tradition. This makes the country a federation wherein power is divided into federal government and states and territories. The integration of parliamentary democracy and constitutional monarchy is largely beneficial for the Australian political system stable. The economic structure of Australia includes several suitable and increasing insights that make the country more performable in terms of its sustainable development goals. Australia has been considered to be the 13th largest economy worldwide, along with an average GDP growth rate of 3.36% from 1960 to 2024. Australia has been a highly developing country worldwide with an increasing employment rate. For instance, the employment to population ratio of the country has been found as 64.1%, which indicates more than half of the population of the country has a sufficient income level to contribute to the country's economy. Australia is a culturally diversified country along with numerous number of cultural backgrounds. According to reports, 29% of Australians are born overseas, which revolutionized a wider combination of different cultures, beliefs, and norms within the country. In addition, the wider combination of different cultures and religions has encouraged Australian businesses to prioritize equality, equity, integrity, respect, diversification, and anti discrimination. These, in turn, have contributed to enhancing the business values as well as the satisfaction and motivation levels of employees and customers associated with different cultural beliefs and religions. However, often the marketing strategies and communication approaches of the businesses are affected by the inclusion of different cultures and communication patterns. The political system of Australia has been found to be stable and conflict free, which indicates an effective environment for conducting the business activities sufficiently. The internal businesses of the country can develop a resilient economy based on the stable political environment of the country. The business enterprises are allowed to conduct and implement more fair and supportive trade entrepreneurship based on the political inclusion of constitutional monarchy. In a more profound interpretation, the economy of the country can be accelerated based on the stable political landscape, which will provide numerous advantages and opportunities to the businesses. The prioritization of democracy significantly encourages the country's businesses to develop business values like integrity, diversity, inclusion, and equity, which in turn drives improved customer and employer satisfaction within a business context. Eventually, the improved customer and employee satisfaction levels reflect on their engagement with the businesses, developing a loyal stakeholder base. In a core foundational objective, the stable political landscape of the country enables businesses to be more focused in terms of respecting the freedom of dignity and religion. Australia is a primary member of Commonwealth Nations (OECD) and the World Trade Organization. This can be a beneficial factor for the internal businesses of the country in order to sign several global joint ventures more sufficiently, which can potentially lead to increased economic growth in Australia. In addition, Australia significantly maintained a high degree of close relationships with countries like the UK, USA, and China, which can be an initiative for improving the country's supply chain. An improved and flexible supply network would be beneficial for countries' businesses to enhance their resourcing and delivery capabilities. In addition, the Australian government has imposed certain laws like the Fair Work Act 2009, which ensures fair trading for both businesses and their customers. Australia is considered to be the 13th largest economy in the world with the growing household income rate. The increasing household income in Australia has become a beneficial factor for enhancing the consumption rate and the product purchase rate of consumers. This factor eventually increases the business profitability, profitability and accelerates sales. On the other hand, the current company tax rate of of the country has been estimated as 30%, wherein the firms are processing an overall turnover of $25 million, which can potentially lead to a tax rate of 27.5%, reducing the operational cost of the businesses. An importation rate that is worth $221.4 billion indicates the higher profitability of internal businesses. In an estimation, the contribution of the world-class education facilities is found as $34 billion to Australia's economy, which can be a beneficial factor for educational entrepreneurship. Furthermore, Australia conveys enormous technological growth, which can help businesses reduce operational cost and improve supply chain activities. An importation rate that is worth $221.4 billion indicates the higher profitability of internal businesses. The emergence of bushfires has severely damaged the Australian economic system, leading to the destruction of infrastructures and extending impacts to industries like tourism and farming. Some of the internal businesses within the country are focused to shut down due to excessive levels of air pollution, which has withdrawn their contribution to the Australian economy. Similarly, the Australian government has experienced several divisions and oppositions of opinion regarding the best way to combat the spread of disease and mitigate the associated issues. This has given birth to different internal political conflicts within the country. The business leadership within Australia contains several insights and categories in order to make stable and sustainable business performance. For instance, the business leadership within Australia primarily appreciates the concept of equality, which in turn makes the employees more engaged and motivated in their working roles. On the other hand, emerging market trends are consistently considered by the business in order to enhance their industrial growth and business efficacy. More specifically, such leadership attributes make the businesses completely aligned with the market trends and changing customer preferences. The Australian market business supports the dynamic style of leadership. This style of leadership essentially transforms the business as per the need of the changing business dynamics. The country values punctuality over anything else as they believe that punctuation can help maintain business liability and maintain stability. Transformational leadership enables in development of strategies to adopt change and mitigate the risk that might occur due to the evolving demands of business. The management procedure followed by popular businesses in Australia is the management of change. Change management enables businesses to expand their operations within the business and create an adaptive business nature. This in turn helps the employees to manage and cope with change in the current trends of world of business. The nature of the business in Australia has helped to introduce digital transformation. Digital transformation is generally incorporated to create seamless business operations within the business and helps in making the operations within seamless. The technological implementation business helps to make decisions empowered by data analysis. Decisions based on and driven by data crucially help in empowering the business structure, making it robust and efficient. The incorporation of digital technologies has enabled Australia business to enhance their profit margins and generate enhanced revenue. An operational profit of about 11 billion Australian dollars has been identified due to the changing business operation in Australia. This can be effective in understanding the impact of incorporating technologies to enhance operations within a business scenario. The financial system in Australia has resolved to go green in order to support sustainability. This growth spur, this growth spur enables businesses to lessen the use of energy and resolve to adopt and incorporate alternative sources of energy. The financial system in Australia has adopted green initiatives to help reduce the use of valuable resources and keep businesses from losing important resources. The banking system in Australia believes in versatility rather than sustainability. The banking system utilizes more resources to facilitate its operations and enhance its profit margin. The difference between the finance and the banking system is that the finance system believes in administering sustainability, whereas the banking system believes in facilitating its system to enhance revenue. It has further been observed that banking system in Australia is prone to corruption and is not stable as compared to system of finance. The country has been transitioning itself into an economy that contributes to net zero emission of carbon. The finance system in Australia is more concerned with making its business sustainable rather than focusing on increasing profit margins. The concentration of finance on business performance has been identified to be at 4% in Australia. The bank's reporting has increased after it had suffered considerable losses. The banking sector gained a 3.3% increase in its revenue. Despite this gain, the sector witnessed a decline of about 2.3%, denoting instability. The Australian banks have been considered a drag on the social as well as economic welfare of the country. The disparity in this sector has been a culminated effect of the unstable rate of interest compared to the financial sector, and the banking sector has higher salaries. Despite this fact, the performance of the banking sector has been lower than expected, causing a disparity in the economic cognition of the country. The legal regulations in Australia inadvertently protect the interest of all of its subjects related to the world of business. The regulation denoted by the Australian system of law resolved to protect intellectual properties so that valuable resources are protected. The legal system of Australia invests their time in protecting copyright, the liability of products, and consumer laws, and also safeguards the agreement of free trade. The legal system of the country has established their system to avoid legal disparity and protect the country from facing bankruptcy. Ethical considerations are not strictly followed in Australian world of business. It has been recognized that 43% of the employees in the business sector have faced discrimination. The business in Australia has also been accused of creating and advertising misleading as well as deceptive content. This leads to ethical disparity and negatively impacts consumer behavior, thereby causing inefficiency in economic growth. As a result of which, corruption has been identified in Australian corporations. The study have the study has been beneficial in concluding that the Australian business supports dynamism and inadvertently follows a transformational style of leadership. Management of change has also been addressed to be incorporated in order to incorporate sustainability. This style has been incorporated to mitigate the business structure and administer a strategy of change management. It has been found that the Australian business is filled with corruption and deception, which has been affecting the economic growth and in affecting operations in the business. Here is the list of the references which I have to used as a helper for me, and I have used these references in my presentation. I hope everyone liked my presentation. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.